Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.
They say money shows the day. I was one of those, at the beginning. I said everything about this project was wrong. That they needed to, I'm talking about the federal government, needed to, dot the I's and cross the T's to make sure that everything was in place. But people like myself were really, were roundly insulted, ridiculed, people making all kinds of insinuations. I said, look, for one, I don't believe a project like this should be funded with government money. I mean, this is a project you can put up, for which you can put up a competitive international tender, and attract companies. Not just in Nigeria. One of such roads is about to be opened in India, somewhere in India. Very long road, and it's a concrete road. Very long road, wide road. So that why would you commit state funds to such a project? 15 trillion is a lot of money. And they say, oh, it will be tolled 3,000 per toll. Oh, come on. In a depressed economy, you should know how to manage your expectations, so that you don't end up, having to go one step forward and 10 steps backwards. And it has just happened. This is what has happened. Because at the briefing by the Minister of Works, David Umahi, where a journalist asked him, Laila Johnson Lawal, asked him, what about the environmental impact assessment? And then he now turned it into an occasion for comedy. That was unbecoming, and that was unexpected of a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And so what did we get? Nothing came out of it. The next thing was that the owner of a landmark resort, whose business place was part of whose business place was demolished for this project, for the realignment of this project, was vilified, wrongly vilified. The minister even dragged in the Labour Party's presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, in the 2023 election, dragged him in that he was inciting Igbos. And I felt that, honestly, I would advise Peter Obi to sue Umahi for that statement, because that's unbecoming and in very bad taste. You say, what's the business of Igbos? The project is not even going through the Southeast. So why would you drag Igbos into it? I feel, it's the penchant of people you expect to demonstrate high level of responsibility, to just fall flat on their faces and just throw words into the air without making meaning. It's a common thing among Nigerian public officials. You just hear them say something, and when you interrogate them, hello, what have you just said? Can you provide proof? Can you provide data? Can you back it up with historical antecedents? They'll just dismiss you because they know they have nothing to say. So that statement was quite in bad taste. And so now, the same Umahi has come out to say that the federal government is abandoning the alignment after it has demolished people's properties. You see, the sad thing about governance in Nigeria is that people just act on a whim. When we ask them to do the right thing, just follow the law. There are regulations. You have due process. Just follow due process. Take the pains to follow due process. No, because often there are extra considerations to these things. And so, too often you find out that they are propelled, by these extra considerations. So when you're telling them, please follow due process, please, this project has been a long time, on the drawing board. Go back to the original intent of those who initiated this project. What was their intention? But you just woke up to say, okay, you're going to start a project, no tender, no EIA, nothing, and you just jumped into it. Then when people were telling you, no, you were going about it the wrong way, you were now trying to play police. And then you now mobilized a lynch mob on social media. There was no kind of ridiculous assertion that people didn't allude to. Nothing. There was no kind of ridiculous. I just wonder what exactly is Umahi looking for in this project. What exactly is in this project? What exactly is in this project? That Umahi, even as of yesterday, what do they have against people? Why would somebody go, if there is nothing in it for him, why does he just like making inciting statements? It's just a project. The other project, road project is going on, Lagos by the expressway, Benin Shagamu expressway. Has anybody said that, the design of Lagos by the expressway, is, that if people criticize it, that, they are inciting the North against the Southwest. After all, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, former vice president, he criticized the project. Why didn't Umahi come out to say, that Atiku was inciting the North against the South? So you see, when little intellectual content is put into an issue in Nigeria, just know that, look, there is nothing by way of credibility around the project. And that's what we have seen. That's what we have right now. A baseless project, a project that has not been properly thought about, a project that has been removed far away from the noble intention of the originators, of the initiators. What was their intention? To connect the South, to connect two ends of the South, Lagos and Calabar. And people have said, okay, it will be easier to build a railway because the pathway of this highway is going to span a number of bridges. It's going to go through tortuous terrain. That for something like this, you must take your time. Make sure you have a close look at the project, at the scope, at the financial implications. But we can see today they have decided to abandon the realignment because telecoms companies have told them that it's going to lead to significant network disruptions across the country. Even, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago, an entertainment content provider, said the same thing. That it was going to disrupt their operations for like 3 or 4 days. Can we afford such? When we say follow due process, it is as simple as following due process. It's as simple as following due process. There's nothing more to it. But, well, this is Nigeria, and it's so sad.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.